Hello everybody and welcome to DDNet After Dark as we play a game that is a little bit, I guess, either fan servicey or adult in theme or whatever. It's the end of the week, so we like to unwind with something a little bit darker, I guess. Buried Stars is the game we're playing this week, and hopefully it's good. I've not actually played it. I don't know really that much about it other than it looks like a mystery murdery thing, which is pretty cool. I do like those kinds of games. It may be a visual novel. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's some kind of visual novel thing, so it should be good. Hello Diddy, and welcome to the stream. Good to have you on. I don't know if you've heard of Buried Stars before, but hopefully this is good. I don't generally like to play games without... I don't like to stream games before I've had a chance to play them at least once before, but sometimes I just can't resist giving it a go live to see my first response as I play, and hopefully this is good. Hopefully. Anyway, how you been, Diddy? Musicus is not on Switch right now. I'm playing Switch games at the moment. I will get back into PC gaming at some point. But for now, it's all the Switch. I have such a pile of games to work through. No, actually there's a couple of PS4 games as well, but mostly I've just got an awful lot of Switch stuff to work through, so you'll see plenty of reviews from me about Switch games over the next couple of weeks, because, yeah, the console's getting flooded with them. Alright, so, Buried Stars, apparently it's like Idols and stuff. The publisher is Line Games. You may know Line as that messaging system that you can get on your phone, which has all the stickers and stuff. It did stickers before Apple decided they were cool. Line is a Korean company, so... they've obviously branched out into proper game publishing. They've had kind of little mini games online for a while now. But yeah, they're doing a proper game obviously with this one. So yeah, it should be interesting. I have no idea when Corruption of Champions 2 is coming to Switch. I have never even heard of that. Okay, let's just log in and we'll log in. Let's get going. Let's see what this thing's like. So, here we go. All fairly standard kind of visual novel options, I guess. I like the art style. She seems pretty. I don't know who she is, but she's pretty. Nice eyes. New game. Here we go. Oh, well then it probably won't. It'll have like black bars and stuff. I'm waiting for Seiya no Uta to come out on Switch. That'll be the big game for the Switch. When that comes out, that'll be it. Switch will finally solidify itself as the best console of all time. Seiya no Uta. So, it is loading now, which is nice. This is a work of fiction, good to know. None of the characters, incidents, organizations, events, or service names are a standard disclaimer. And... oh, hello. Hawthorne quote to start things off. No man for any considerable period can wear one face to himself and another to multitude without finally getting bewildered as to which may be the true. The Scarlet Letter. Good book. Everyone should read it. That's a good way to start. I like when games start by quoting literature. That's always a good sign. This is going to be art with a capital A. Here we go. So, Buried Stars. That must be a group name or some kind of contest or something. Maybe it's like a B tier American Idol or whatever. Oh, it does have eliminations and everything. Very good. It's a talent contest. And as we now can tell from the name, it is an actual Korean game. So not only is the publisher Korean, Line Games, but it is obviously also developed in Korea. Well, at least it's set in Korea. That is definitely a Korean name. So now we know where it's come from. Good guess. Good guess. I mean, it was... I would have assumed Japanese, I guess, just because of the anime aesthetic. But, yeah. There we go. Actually, it does have a little bit similar aesthetic to that horror game we were playing a couple of weeks ago. What was the name of it? See? My mind's gone already. We played a Korean horror game a couple of weeks ago, and the aesthetic is not dissimilar, so... It's good. I like it. It's immediately appealing. This guy is the loser so far. No, White Day's... we haven't played White Day on the stream yet. We should. I do like White Day a great deal. What was it called? Started with C. I keep wanting to say the cut. It's not the cut. Anyway, I'll remember at some stage. White Day's very good, though. We should definitely play White Day on the stream at some stage. So, this guy's the loser. It seems that his history of violence in school has kicked up a bit of a back. Yeah, that'll do it. Maybe this is a bit like Danganronpa, where each of the students is like their some kind of specialty, and this guy's a delinquent. That'll be alright. Been itching for some new Danganronpa action. Oh, tweets! It's got tweets. It's all about idol culture, so it's got tweets. Are you? Very good. Congratulations. You could go on one of these games. Buried Stars. You could be on Buried Stars. So this dude's in 4th place. Many consider him to be a betrayer for deserting his own band members to advance to the finals. Sweet. These guys are all broken. I'm invested right away. These are all very bad people. He does, doesn't he? Seems quite confused about everything. Please stop trolling, noobs. You think... He just... Yeah, this is all very true to Twitter, too. I know these tweets. I know these people. They block half of them. Betrayer is a cooler word, you have to admit. It is much cooler than traitor. Traitor is such a boring word. If you're gonna go with it and go for the extremes, then definitely betrayer. It's just cooler. It's biblical. So he has a negative impression because he's a betrayer and not doing well with the viewer vote. Very well. The only way to save your favourites from elimination is by voting for them. I bet if they get eliminated, they actually get killed. That's the twist in this game. They get killed. They does. Right, so now we get to meet the top contenders. There we go. Now we're getting to somebody I could actually vote for. It's not Twin Tail. She doesn't have Twin Tail's hair, but she's got the Rin hairdo going for her. So she's a daring character at the center of attention. My heart is pounding. See, these are tweets now by me. This is... I wouldn't say that. That's a bit rude. Feta is waste of life. Sweet. This thing's great. I'm loving this already. It's got style. It's got panache. People either love her or hate her. Cool. First place in the interim result. Ugh. The used car salesman is number one right now. See, this is why I never watch these idol talent shows, because they never vote for the right people. So, second place, the last of our cast. Ah, there we go. She's my favourite already. Ju Young Min. Ah, she has panic attacks. Great. She's broken too. Lie detector. Yeah, there we go. So she's second at the moment, and I guess we get to vote her way to the top. I don't know how this game even works. So far it's just read along, but... There we go. That is such a Twitter comment. You have to admit, that is exactly what you'd expect from Twitter. So they nailed that. They nailed the whole aesthetic and tone of Twitter. Oh, there we go. They do die. So they either survive with their votes or they perish. They perish. Danganronpa vibes indeed. Indeed. You'd have to wonder at the legalities of this show. If they're actually going to die, then this must be a very deeply underground TV show. Because I can only imagine that the cops would not be pleased by the existence of this kind of TV. And reveal the truth to everyone. Oops. My controller is going ballistic with a rumble. Whoa, it's an earthquake. I didn't know Korea had earthquakes. I thought it was in a relatively stable part of the world. Honestly, I did not know that Korea had earthquakes. I just assumed they didn't. Thought they were off the circle of fire. Will the viewers of a snuff TV show care? That's I'm sure they will. Did you see how many votes they got? It must be pretty popular. Like 80,000 votes for the leading person. That means 80,000 plus all the votes for everybody else.
아니지. 처음부터 이럴 작정이었어?
한도윤? 이제 시간이 없어. 다 깨진 걸 언제까지
Stop trying to put together broken pieces. That's got to be a lyric in one of their songs, right? Yeah, this is just music from the song. I can't actually hear because I've turned the sound off, obviously, to do my stream, so I have no idea if the music's any good in this, and if indeed that is lyrics that are playing on in the background. But it would make sense if it was.
내가 기회를 주는 거야. 자, 대답은?
저한테 뭘 기대하세요? 좋게 봐주시는 건 감사하지만 그럴 순 없어요.
I would assume that if there is voice acting, it'll be all Korean. I don't imagine they'd have a dub into English, would they? So I guess we'll be following the story of the betrayer first. Looks like it broke down into individual stories at this point. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for confirming that, Korean VA. I know, I'm a bit disappointed. This game has would seem it would have 5 protagonists, and of them just 2 are girls. That's a wasted ratio. I can understand having maybe 1 boy in there, but it should be all girls. That's when the visual novels are the best. He realized he was in a narrow, twisted place. We are all in narrow, twisted places, my friend. He felt fortunate, but the feeling did not last. Yeah, sympathy there too. Solidarity. I'm feeling this guy. I'm definitely feeling his story. His senses were coming back and the intense pain made him moan. I've got almost that exact line in my visual novel, but in a very different context. Oh God. This is great. A twisted place called capitalism. That's exactly right. It's all metaphoric. My VNs have all kinds of scenes. Dear Diddy.
한도윤, 이 배신자!
How dramatic. I'm impressed. This visual novel is managing to be like 90% just black screen and a bit of text. It's making good on a very limited budget, obviously. It is quite melodramatic, isn't it? It started off, it could have been very Danganronpa, but now it's into Days of Our Lives territory, which is... It's a different kind of awesome. I mean, if I drink enough beer, this kind of storytelling becomes pretty exciting. I've always wondered with the likes of Days of Our Lives, I mean, it's daytime TV, right? But you got to be really drunk to enjoy it. So what does that say about the people watching? Yeah, that's my guess. That's how it's going to end as well. I quite like both the girls. The one with the long black hair is much better, of course, but I could see her being a good partner for the short-haired blonde one. It's a good pairing. Let's see if we can organise it to go that way. We haven't been able to make any choices just yet. Who knows if this is a purely kinetic visual novel with no decision to make. But at the moment...
형, 무사해서 다행이야.
At the moment we're just rolling through. So after this earthquake, they've woken up. And it's 11:10 PM, the beginning. The bassist of indie band Masquerade, he joined the audition show with his band, but he alone made it to the finals. For this, he has been dubbed the Betrayer. You know why I don't believe that for a second? I do not believe that a bassist in a band, it doesn't matter what band, I do not believe a bassist is going to be the only one to make it through, while everybody else kind of falls away. Because, let's face it, the bassist really needs the rest of them. I assume it's an earthquake. That's my assumption. It looks like an earthquake, but again, I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't think Korea had them. So, not that you can't write an earthquake into Korea, I guess, but it's just an interesting natural disaster decision to make. How did he betray? This is a good question, Diddy. This is a good question. How did he betray his band if it's voting for individuals they couldn't all win in the first place? I think you found the first logical gap in this game. The first flaw. Okay, so we need to track down profiles as we play, because each profile tells us a little something different about a character. Alright? So, Steins Gate tip system, perhaps? Still trying to work out what kind of game, if it is a game at all, this thing is.
사이라, 무사했구나. 다친 데는?
Okay, floor director. He helps the producer do various... Okay, so we've got a sixth character here. I've played Chaos Head, I think. I think it's Chaos Head that I've played. Or is it another one? I played the one in the series where the opening scene is like a dude that has some kind of hallucination where he sees his arm as like a leg of ham or something, and he cuts his arm up live on camera. Which one is that? Because that's the one I've seen. Ah, there, Chaos Child. So no, I haven't played Chaos Head yet. I have played Chaos Child. Good game, Chaos Child. Not just because the dude cuts his arm up. That's pretty bleak. I like that. That was a good scene.
무대 쪽은 그나마 덜 무너졌어요. 구사 일생인 거죠.
Right, so the damage on stage was less severe, so that's why he's okay. Every time I assume you can hear that through the microphone. Every time you hear that rumbling sound, this thing has some really powerful rumble effects for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it does. Some more moaning there, and then this guy wakes up. So it looks like they're going to be trapped inside this theatre. Ah, there we go. So we've got a clue. It does indeed look like this game is interactive in some way because you collect clues. Well, see, now we know why it's called Buried Stars, you see. It's not just because of the show, it's because they've been buried by the earthquake. What a great title.
형, 지금 이럴 때가 아니에요.
Oh, now that's interesting. I honestly don't think there's ever been a single instance of a visual novel where I've seen the character's back. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen a single visual novel that does that. Fascinating.
도윤아, 움직일 수 있어?
I'm assuming that's because we're seeing through his perspective at this point in time. Oh yeah, which one? Which one then? I bet it's one in Japanese that never got released in English, and then I haven't had a chance to play it for that simple reason. Let's assess the situation here first. I feel better now. Good for you. Communication started. Okay, so it does look like it works a little bit like Danganronpa, where you need to do interrogations at points and figure out clues to work out what's happening and then move the story on. So that's not just Danganronpa, that's Ace Attorney and a whole bunch of other games as well. The nine people, 9 doors, 9 whatevers. They all do that in some way or another, so this is nice and familiar. Did they do it in the same way? It was like showing you the perspective of the person who was talking at that point in time, putting you in the shoes of one of the characters. Base it. Well done, Diddy. Well done. I'll give you points for that. In communication, I'm reading through the rules of how to play this game now. You can see acquirable reaction keywords in the acquisition state. On the keyword selection screen, you can determine your current rapport level with another person through their facial expression, speech bubble. Well, this is very complex for a visual novel. On the communication and conversation screens, you can check your rapport levels with each character. Okay, thanks for all that. Alright, so we can talk to people. I see. For some reason, he's mad at me. That's what that little smiley thing means, I think. And he's not anything towards me. So, and then I pulled there we go. I can pull that up too. So this is a tutorial, so I just need to talk to those 2 characters, it would seem. Let's talk to the cranky guy first. Our suggestions didn't help. Okay.
이럴 줄은. 그거 있잖아.
You know what? I actually like that effect. If you're going to do a visual novel where you can put yourself, well, not put yourself, but if you're going to do a visual novel that has a couple of different perspectives of character, then that is a pretty neat way of showing, putting the player in the role of whichever character's talking at that point in time. Don't know about the earrings though. That's not very cool.
맞아요.
A bit try hard. I shouldn't say that because lots of people have those kinds of earrings. I take that back.
괜찮아?
I was opposed to changing the stage from the get-go. I'm not sure the translation's entirely on point for this game somehow. I'm actually still not sure what that even means. To sail annoyed by... I guess it means what I'm going to say to him. And he is annoyed by the poor construction. And then I've got to choose. I should calm him down, or moving the stage was wrong. It was... Well, let's be nice, I guess. I'm thinking that's the nice response. I think. Doesn't seem like an aggressive question, does it? Let's be nice.
혹시 네?
It worked, I think. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if that was the right thing. Maybe he's the villain, and saying nice things to him means that everybody else is going to die. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, it looks like I've built up some rapport with him, so he's a little bit friendlier towards me now.
너무 나갔어요.
And then sanity. So if I see things that I don't like, then my sanity drops. If it gets down to 0, game over. So apparently what I took from that conversation is that a underground talent show that kills contestants that fail didn't have a very good safety performance check. Who would have thought?
네. 말하자면
Okay, so thanks to our chat with him, we now know that the set was constructed pretty shoddily, which explains why it all fell apart. And now we need to talk to this one.
그랬지. 그치만
Okay, so they suddenly needed more seats. They went too far. Yeah, it is true. It is true. Quick, Diddy, tell me which one I should say. I'm still lost. Do I say that they went too far, or do I say that it was understandable what they did? I'm thinking... No, it doesn't. I thought maybe the red means it's a negative response, the green means positive, but you highlight them and they both turn green, so that doesn't help. Did they go too far? Or did they do what they needed to do and then it was just an unfortunate accident? I think that's the interpretation I meant to have there. So what do you reckon, Diddy? You can choose. I'll run with whatever the answer response you pick. They went too deep? Alright. Lord of the Rings response it is.
맞아.
Ah, there you go. It worked. The used car salesman guy likes us more because of the response. Well done. Thanks, Diddy.
그거야.
But my sanity dropped a bit there. It's all your fault. It's all your fault I'm going a bit crazier. Buried Stars is scripted. Yeah, it's almost like those talent shows are a little bit scripted. Who would have thought that, huh? Alright, so after doing that, it looks like I continue on with the visual novel side of things. Let's move on. Where's the girls? Where's all the girls? The dizziness was almost gone.
얘기는 다 해봤어.
He talked to everyone,
정리해보자.
but wasn't particularly concerned by the people who are missing. So, the dude with headphones isn't... He's a bit aloof. Okay, so this is exactly like in Danganronpa. If you played Danganronpa, you know that at the end you need to assemble the order in which events happened. It's a major part of the gameplay. Looks like this game has been inspired by that. So which is the order? They hurriedly changed the venue and expanded the stage for the final round. Shoddy construction of the stage foreshadowed its collapse. Well, I would guess that one would be first, and then that one would have to be second, right? Did I get it right?
천장에서 가루가 떨어졌어. 벽에 금강국도 받고. 거의 쫓기는 것처럼 옮겼어. 위에서 강행하면 끝까지 토달 수 있는 사람이 없지.
Who could refuse instructions coming from a higher up? That's a good question.
급박한 무대 이전 때문에 강행했던 무시한 공사.
Forcing the stage relocation. Yeah.
시간 문제였어.
Looks like I got it right. I nailed it. If you succeed in recapping or suggesting a proper keyword, you will receive a conclusion keyword. So I have the reasons for the collapse. It wasn't an earthquake, it was just shoddy workmanship. So there you go. Live performances for snuff shows. That's an untapped market.
이나 씨, 그리고 다른 사람들 찾아봐.
I hope they checked for COVID before they let people in though.
그래, 혹시 신호 가는지 확인해 보세요. 전화도 되잖아요. 스마트워치요. 쇼에서 준 거.
No one wears a smartwatch. What kind of nonsense is this? Everything related to the show, including the clothes, background facilities, and accessories, was sponsored. Fascinating. And it was mandatory for all contestants to use the sponsored products. Do they have sponsored coffins, is the question, because this is a death show. So that would be an opportunity for, a rare opportunity for funeral services to actually sponsor something.
전화 안 터져.
I can't get any signal. That's probably because you're looking at your watch and not your phone, you silly, silly person.
나도야.
Or do watches actually have phone GPS or phone SIM cards in them these days? I don't know. I never had a smartwatch. Never made sense to have one of those. Don't know anything about them.
거기 누구야?
What?
혜성아. 도윤이 형.
The youngest among the top 5 contestants with a cute and adorable image. He did well in the voting until a scandal concerning his violence at school broke out. He was cute and adorable till he beat up somebody. Cool! I like this guy.
규혁이 형?
Yeah, cute and adorable. Not one, both. Double whammy. It's a weapon.
너도냐?
He doesn't look happy that Sale made it. The silhouette of somebody could be seen.
뒤에는 누구야?
I think it's the girl.
영희 누나야. 깨어나서 발견했어.
There we go. Her fascinating voice and singing ability enabled her to make her debut as a girl group member. But she was criticised for getting involved in a scandal at the time. Why are they all involved in scandals? Why is it always just these non-specific scandals that they get involved in?
다 무사해? 대체 무슨 일이야 이게?
I know, it's pretty bad, right?
누나야말로 괜찮아요?
You can get the sense that maybe the girls are not the major characters in this game.
죽는 줄 알았어.
타이밍 미쳤어. 눈 앞으로 쏟아졌다니까. 뒤로 날라서 기절한 거지. 설쳤으면 끝장났어.
저 다른 사람들은 어떻게 됐을까? 가족이랑 관객들, 스텝은?
이나 씨도 아직 없어요. 무슨 일이 생긴 건
야! 살아 있었어?
A shadowy figure ran towards... Okay. Ah, it hurts. Ah, there we go. Oh, she's a dancer too. Oh, there we go. I've got a new favourite girl. An excellent sense of rhythm and great singing ability. She advanced to the finals thanks to the skills she honed in her dance crew. Yep, she's the best. Best girl. Did I break your ribs? I like her a lot.
아, 방금 나갈 뻔했어.
다들 무사했구나.
네, 이나 씨 덕분에요.
덕분은 에스타가 절대 안 났는데.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I didn't even think about that. Do the family actually watch this? And do they vote? If they vote, is it an opportunity to vote for somebody else? Yeah, he's probably he's the villain of the whole thing. He deliberately made it all shoddy so it'll all break down, just so he could be trapped in there with her. I've seen this play out before. What was the name of that manga? Where the train crashes and then the tunnel falls down and then there's a bunch of really creepy people, dudes left on the train. Dragonhead! Dragonhead. This is all very Dragonhead, but idols.
이나까지 해서 출연자는 다 모였어.
Dead or Alive 4. I don't remember the narrative of Dead or Alive 4. I think that was my first Dead or Alive, actually. I'm pretty sure it was the first Dead or Alive I played. Quite liked it. For obvious reasons. So we've got a total of 6 people. The 5 contestants and the stagehand.
무너지기 직전에 대피하란 말을 들었어.
All looking very serious.
관객석
I guess
뒤에
they've got to try and find a way out
양쪽으로
next.
있어요.
There are 2 exits at the back of the audience
거기로
section.
다 나갔을 거라고?
그래. 사람이 안 보인다는 건
So all the audience apparently got out. Okay.
다들 나간 거겠지? 그렇게 잠깐. 피디님. 신승현 피디님도 나갔겠지?
Okay, so the producer is a woman. The primary producer for Buried Stars Season 4. She's famous for making hit shows. Is Sung-yeon still alive? It's difficult to say she's definitely alive, or she must have escaped safely, just like we are safe. Do you want to be positive or negative? Glass half full or glass half empty? Let's be positive.
나갔을 거예요. 천장 쪽이 지탱해서 다
You and your girls with glasses. So there's the logic you put into these games, is it? If it's a mystery, if she's cute, she must survive. You probably shouldn't play Danganronpa then.
우리 5도 무사히 나왔으니까 PD님도 무사하시겠죠.
그럴까? 우리까진 무사했지만
피디님 계셨던 데가 어디였더라? 기억이 잘 안 나요.
Oh, you completed it flawlessly, did you? Okay then. So you would know that often the cute ones don't survive. That's sad, but it happens.
저기 다 무너진 쪽 아니야?
Yes, yes, Kirigiri. Also Hina. Hina survives, which is nice. I actually had Hina pegged as one that was almost definitely going to die when I played Danganronpa the first time. She just seemed like the type that was going to go, but she didn't. She hung in there.
관객들 스텝 정말로 다 빠져나간 건가?
바깥에 연락할 방법 없을까?
Is there a way to communicate with the outside world? No, no, there's not. We just established that there was no phone. Suggest a way to contact the outside world. Smartwatch, a sponsorship. Okay, so it is smartwatch, but we've already established that the smartwatch doesn't work, so what are you thinking there, dude? I mean, it's obviously the right answer because it's not sponsorship or B-stars, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I got it right, but it makes no sense to me.
다들 한번 확인해 보세요.
I like how they're all just absolutely shocked at the idea of a smartwatch being used to communicate. This is great.
그래, 워치가 있었지?
쇼에서 준 거.
왜 그 생각을 못했지?
먼저 해본 사람 없어?
한 사람이라도 되면 일단 성공이에요.
연락처.
That's a plot line in my visual novels as well there, Diddy.
언니, 그게 중요한 게 아니야. 119부터.
Try calling 911 first. So there's a question. Is that translation, or is it actually 911 is the emergency line for Korea? I'm tempted to find out. I'm interested. It's not in Australia. Every time 911 pops up, I just think maybe they should have done a better job of localizing for the Australian market, because that's wrong. But anyway,
그래.
moving on.
차단 걸 알려야 돼. 내 건 아직도 신호 안 잡혀. 다른 사람은?
I wouldn't be surprised if America's imposed 911 on South Korea. I can't remember what it is in Japan, actually. I should remember, because you should always know the emergency numbers of the countries you stay at.
누구 되는 분 없어요?
나 전화 터졌어.
Oh, Dancer Girl's got a signal.
프로필? 우리 거야?
무슨 얘기야?
프로필 어떻게 잘못된 건지 제대로 알려달래.
She looks very cranky. 110 in Japan, there you go. Thanks for that. I'm sure I've been told that before. I've spent enough time over there that I should have that committed to memory, but not one that needs to call the local Koban, obviously. She looks so cranky that somebody's asked her a question.
베스타 프로필?
우리 키랑 몸무게, 혈액형 막 다 꼬여서 나왔잖아.
What's with the aggression, Dancer Girl? Gosh.
구조대가 확실히 알아야겠대.
No, they don't want to know their 3 sizes. No, that is exclusively a Japanese thing. The profiles were edited after receiving the rescue team's request. So this is the mystery. It's getting deeper. Why were all their profiles messed up? Why was everything confused? What kind of conspiracy is afoot?
그렇게 할게요. 네.
This is real Agatha Christie stuff. This is.
뭐라고 그래? 사라진 사람들은 괜찮다? 구조대는 바로 온대? 그게 사고 터지자마자 신고는 갔대. 일단 우리 여기 있다고. 다른 사람들은? 무대 주변으로는 조금 시간이 있었대. 탈출했다는 거야? 관객들, 가족들, 후방 스태프도 빠져나갔다고 그랬어.
다들 무사히 빠져나갔구나.
그럼 여긴 우리만 있다는 얘기야?
실승현 PD는 연락이 안 된대.
So the producer's still missing. Maybe she's buried under that pile of rubble they were talking about beforehand.
오히려 이쪽에 있냐고 물어보더라고.
Or maybe she's Monokuma. She'll pop up at some point. She'll be like a robot.
우리 언제 꺼내준대?
Unlimited clones, just like Monokuma. Spoiler, I guess, for Danganronpa. I mean, it's pretty clear that this game is trying to be very Danganronpa in theme. In approach, in aesthetic, everything is trying to be very Danganronpa-like. I wouldn't say that it quite hits the notes that Danganronpa has, but I guess it's intriguing enough. There is a bit of a issue with the localization to work through, but if you can put up with that, there is something about this game, I think.
구조대가 당장 들어올 수는 없다고. 뭐? 더 안 무너지려면 하나씩 해체하면서 와야 된대.
야, 본론. 그게 언젠데?
적어도
Oh, 6 hours are going to be stuck in there. 6 hours for the rescue team to arrive.
나 보이겠네.
Yeah, think about it though. 6 hours is not that big a deal. I mean, it's obvious that you're in plenty big enough space. There's air to breathe. Maybe you'll be a bit hungry, but it's only 6 hours. Have a nap. Just have a bit of a doze. Yes, yes, there is 2 very pretty girls, which does make any visual novel better.
뜸들이다 왕창 무너지면 그냥 짜부대네?
Oh, I see. He's concerned about the whole thing falling down on top of them in that 6 hour span of time. I see.
무대 상태 좋아 보이진 않아. 다른 탈출구는 전혀 없대?
공연 다 체크했대.
Good. That is a good point, that you could probably drive from one end of South Korea to the next in 6 hours. Actually, probably could. That'd be what, the trip from... You get pretty close. You'd cover a whole lot of the country in 6 hours, that's for sure.
구하러 올 때까지 버티란 얘긴가?
우리 프로필은 왜 확인한 거야?
그게 신원을 정확히 파악해야 될지도 모른다고. 전화 됐다 안 됐다 할 수 있으니까 벨소리 무음이면 소리로 바꿔두래.
Sounds like a sensible plan. When you are expecting a call, it's a good idea to leave the ringtone on, not on mute.
방금 통화도 녹음했어. 들어보면 더 자세히.
Oh, that's like a tank top she's wearing. I just noticed that.
눌렀는데
It's very low curve, means cut short.
저 뭔가 잘못됐나 봐.
This game has interesting approach to the character designs, like with pretty much any other visual novel I think I've ever played. You see the whole torso, at the very least, of the character model, but this one is zoomed right into the face. It's a bit in your face, ha! But yeah, I don't know.
똑바로 해야지. 상황이 이런데.
This is obviously how they do visual novels in Korea. But it's interesting. I mean, you get to focus, I guess, on the face much more clearly. But the facial expressions seemed a bit at odds with the storytelling at points, so not sure that was the right move. But anyway. Why am I not surprised you like the sun? Okay, so, as to what to say to the others that are feeling anxious. If somebody's feeling anxious, do you tell them not to panic, or not to panic but in different words? What the... I'm not insane, right? That is exactly the same response. Either way, it's... See, generally, when it comes to visual novels, I like to have a clear distinction between the two choices that I can make, and to some kind of indication about the impact that might have. Let's just go with "She'll be fine, mate." Let's go with the Aussie version.
괜찮을 거예요.
She'll be right.
진정해. 구조대가 우릴 파악했어. 어떻게든 버텨봐요.
그래요. 이나 씨가 뭘 잘못했어요?
연락된 것만 해도 큰 수확이야.
At least she helped us with the phone call. She had a working phone that makes her useful.
그래.
Ah, she's got her mouth open again, Diddy. I think you're right. I think that's the real mystery to this game, is why that she constantly has the mouth open.
내가
Definitely my favorite
좀
girl.
흥분했어.
Usually I'm more about the long hair, but in this case,
아니야, 내가 띨띨하게
Ina
굴었지.
has something going for her, that's for sure.
하여튼 거기서 말한 건 거의 다 전달했어. 적당히 끼어들어줬네. 감사.
Ah, she likes me.
괜찮아?
언니
I'm
상황
happy.
알잖아.
Achievement unlocked.
충분히 그럴 수 있어. 지금도 견디고 있을 거야.
Oh, he's into detective mode again. Video game. See, now we're in detective mode. See, I told you that was a very short top. Ina's got good fashion taste. Ah, you can actually listen back to previous conversations. You can record things. This does have the potential to be quite complex by the end of it, I guess, in terms of the detective process. You can change your ringtone. I'm intrigued. Oh, he's still mad at us. I don't know why he's so cranky at me. What have I done to him? What have I ever done to deserve that? Oh, social media. Let's tweet. Brilliant, brilliant work there. Don't have time to check Fata. What about Messenger? Not the time to check my rank. Can't do much right now. Look at that top. 10 out of 10. Great character design. It's a masterpiece. Well, now we all know that I'm going to give this game a 5 out of 5. Let's face it. Let's have a chat with Ina. What can I talk to her about? What should I talk to her about? Let's talk to her about... Let's talk to her about profile corrections.
말이 돼?
My weight has gotten mixed up with Jurong's and blood type with Huison. We're about the same weight.
어?
That ain't the question to ask, my man. That's not the way to go. She's not going to be happy about this. I'm almost scared to hit the A button. Well, that's a very measured response.
그거는
그랬었지.
맞아.
Right, so let's just summarize this. This is a show in which the lowest ranked contestant dies after each vote, and the heights of two of the contestants getting mixed up is one of the three most ridiculous incidences that happen during the show. This is fascinating writing.
그렇지?
Oh, she liked me for that. he was sloppy but diligent. I'm not sure. I can't even imagine what two words they've translated that as, but the translator got that wrong. How can you possibly be sloppy but diligent? They're mutually exclusive terms. I love this game.
대충.
그래도
Beautiful and ugly. That's exactly it. The dumb genius. Anyhow, if your rapport reaches a certain point and specified criteria are satisfied, a rapport event will occur. You can sometimes acquire a reaction keyword here if you see the 5-phase rapport event for each. Oh, I see. So you got to build your rapport up to the top for each character, at which point you'll get the good ending. Them's the goals.
잠깐.
Oh. So this is like a Persona-like dating simulator thing as well. Cool, bananas. Are my eyes different colors? No, they're blue.
아니, 둘 다 파래.
영 흐릿해서 돌아간 줄 알았지.
눈 불편해? 안경은 안 챙겼지?
Oh, she needs glasses. There you go. There you go, Dithie. She's a glasses girl. Not only is she a dancer, but she's a glasses girl.
무대 서는데 무슨 안경을 챙겨. 렌즈 없어지면 앞도 안 보여. 간수 잘해야지.
눈 뒤집으면서 말하지 말아줄래?
내 눈을 내가 뒤집든 돌리든 뭘 봐? 세상 반하진 마라.
What are you looking at? Don't fall for me, you ain't my type. Wow. Shot down.
너나 나나 예선 때랑은 정말 달라졌다 싶어서. 너 갈색 긴 머리에 안경 쓰고 왔잖아.
You had long brown hair and got up.
그런 걸 기억하고 다녀?
Changed her image.
넌 벌건 눈에서 장발로 나타났지.
생각해보면 다들 많이 달라졌네.
어쩌면 생각하는 것까지.
캐릭터 어떻게 잡아서 주는 걸까?
빛나는 재능의 적절한 각본.
They turned our brilliant talent and despair into a script. This is poetry, this is. Yeah, I know. Nice long brown hair and glasses. That would have been a 10 out of 10.
그러고 보면 너
Now she's got mussed up blonde short hair and contacts.
그래? 발전상의 눈. 한도윤님 알맹이는 그대로인데.
잘 안 맞아서 그런 건지도 모르겠어.
전문가들이 잡은 모습이잖아. 따라서 손해 볼 건 없지.
So not only do these characters get killed if they're voted last, but they've actually had their roles assigned to them by the experts, which would imply that they know who's going to come last each week or each vote, and therefore they know who's going to be knocked off one after the other. Wow. This game pulls no punches when it's talking about celebrity, the kind of the talent show culture.
좀 불편한 것만은 사실이지.
I'm pretty sure it's quite philosophical, it's just not very well translated.
우리 편하라고 한 게 아니거든요, 랍커 양반.
Yeah, ethics. Ethics. This game got the ethics down good. Probably quite realistic, really. I actually... Here's a little funny little side story for you. So in Australia, we had So You Think You Can Dance for a couple of seasons and whatever. And one of my former dance partners actually went on that show, and she came 6th, I believe, on So You Think You Can Dance that season. 6th, pretty sure. I wasn't partners with her for long, but we did do a couple of comps, and then she went on dancing. So You Think You Can Dance, and yeah, it's pretty interesting what she told me about what goes on behind the stage. It's pretty fascinating, really. When am I going on Dancing with the Stars? I'm not going on Dancing with the Stars. I'm too old. I'm too old now. I don't qualify. They only want the hot young things. Oh, that conversation with Ina actually improved my sanity. Very nice. She cut her own long wavy hair. That's why it's such a mess. She normally wears round glasses but takes them off when she's on stage. She also wears blue contact lenses. Cool. So we know a little bit more about Ina. That's worthwhile use of our time. Do we get to date her? That's the big question. Ah, she's got her mouth open again. Diddy, since you said that, I can't take my eyes off the mouth. Every time I see her, she's got her mouth open. That's all I can notice. Watch your head. Oh. Did I just get a game over? I just got whacked by something. I just got hit by something falling and bleeding, and I couldn't care less. I just had a good chat with Ina, so it was all good. I think I just... Is that a game over? It is a game over! This game is something spectacular. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Every good score I can possibly give it. Game of the Year stuff. I don't know what I did to get Game Over, but I think you're probably right. I got punished for being horny for Ina. I did everything right. I improved the relationship with her, and then I still got bad ending. Wow. Okay. Fascinating game. So that is the first time I've played Buried Stars, and I have to review this, so it's going to be an interesting process, because if I'm just going to get bad endings from just chatting to characters, I'm going to go through a lot of bad endings. Fascinating. I don't know if it's something to do with the translation, but I had no idea what options I was really selecting. As far as I could tell, I was making the right choices, and all the characters seemed to be liking me for it. But apparently at some point I triggered the wrong one, and yeah, life is a bad ending. Maybe that's the ultimate point of this game, but fascinating. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good place to stop the stream, otherwise I'm going to get stuck into doing another one. I am going to do the review of this one at some point for digitallydownloaded.net, so stay tuned. I don't know if I'm going to stream it again. I don't know if I can do that to myself again. But thanks for tuning in, everybody that tuned in. Thanks, Diddy, for chatting with me as we admired Ina and the other one. I've already forgotten her name. The black-haired girl. She was pretty cute. I assume if I keep playing on at some point, I'll get to know more about her as well. But yeah, have a great weekend playing video games, everybody, or playing visual novels, or reading visual novels, whatever you want to frame it as. We will be back next week. Oh, just one other thing before I mention, the embargo on it has not lifted quite yet, so I do have a video and review coming for Death End Request 2. The embargo lifts in about 6 hours from now, so check that out. I can't say much about it right now, except it's a review I enjoyed writing a great deal, so check out the video as well. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, have a great weekend. We will see you next time around, which will probably be on Tuesday for our retro stream. Yes, Death End. Definitely check it out, Diddy. You'll like that one.